Welcome back, guys, to another week on Plenty of Goodness, my channel. Thank you for watching, and if you're new to my channel, please give me a thumbs up, hit the like button, and subscribe to future videos for gluten-free, plant-based meal preps every week. So today the first meal is going to be a grilled and nutty salad. I figured you need some greens in your life, even though I do smoothies every morning, which are blended greens. It is good to eat a salad to absorb the nutrients when you actually bite down and with your teeth and your saliva. So that is a good way to absorb all the nutrients. So you gotta mix it up. So we're gonna do some organic romaine hearts, and I'm gonna actually cut these up so they're more bite-sized. And we're gonna do a little bit of a mixture of baby arugula. Baby arugula is actually the #1 cancer fighter. For cancer, believe it or not, for the greens. It's really rich in antioxidants. It's really most beneficial greens you can actually eat for your diet and for your overall health. So the dressing we're gonna do is extra virgin olive oil. I'm gonna keep it simple, some balsamic vinegar, and some salt and pepper. You could do avocado, mashed avocado, and sprinkle some lemon on top, but I'm not gonna do lemon for me, personal preference. And we're gonna do some English cucumber, and we're gonna do organic cherry tomatoes. I'm gonna do a sweet onion. You could do red onion, and we're gonna grill actually the onion for this part. And then we're gonna do 1 orange bell pepper. I just picked orange because it's my favorite. You can do red, yellow, or green. And we're gonna do the white organic button mushrooms. And for the nuttiness, we're gonna do some organic walnuts. I chose to do walnuts only because they're high in omega-3s, 6 and 9s, and they're really good fat for your health too. And they have a lot of protein and fiber. So you could do pistachios or cashews. What else? You could do almonds, but almonds is a little bit more drying. Walnuts have a little bit more oil in them. That's why I chose the walnuts. So yeah, let's get started and cutting the lettuce. Okay, so after you rinse and cut all the veggies, so I just cut the onion kind of medium to chunky, and then I cut the tomatoes lengthwise in half, and I cut the cucumbers inch slices and then in half, and then a little bit more on the bite size lengthwise, and then in thirds for the green pepper or bell pepper. So you want to throw the onions, and I did a little bit of olive oil on high heat, cook that for a few minutes till it starts browning, and then I tossed the onions and then added the mushrooms, and we're going to cook for a few more minutes. I only added the mushrooms because they are a little bit more healthier when they're cooked than eating them raw in the salad. So I'm going to do the onion and mushroom grilled, and then all the other veggies raw. And it's good to mix up the salad like that. It doesn't have to be all raw, completely raw. I thought that was a myth, but it's better if you have some cooked vegetables and some raw in the salad. Okay guys, so after the mushrooms and onions cool down from the pan, then you want to transfer it to the jars evenly. And I did go ahead and just layer the romaine and the arugula. I did chop the romaine lettuce because it comes in leaves, big leaves, so I just chopped it up along with the arugula, and then I layered the bell pepper, tomato, and the cucumber, and I just sprinkled the walnuts on top. And what you want to do is you kind of lay the knife flat side down on your cutting board and just kind of press the walnuts against the cutting board to kind of extract the oil a little bit, so it will be a little bit more tastier for the walnuts. Or you could just crumble up in your hand if you don't feel comfortable doing that. But look how awesome that looks. And I just added the grilled onion and mushroom. And you don't want to add the balsamic vinegar or the olive oil just yet. So whenever you're ready to eat the salad, just bring it with you, and throw some salt and pepper on there, maybe some avocado, maybe a little lemon, and then you can do the little bit more oil than the balsamic vinegar. Personal preference for me. Okay guys, so let me know what you think of this grilled and nutty salad. Delish. Okay, our next meal prep number 2 is going to be tofu shiitake noodles. So they usually have this in the refrigerated section where the tofu is, where the regular tofu is. This is tofu shiitake spaghetti. Don't be alarmed when you're supposed to rinse the noodles and drain the liquid in here. It is gonna smell a little bit foul, but don't be alarmed. This is made with yam flour. Where is it? It's made with yam flour and soybeans, so that's why it has a little bit of protein in there. But it says drain, rinse, boil for 2-3 minutes, or microwave for 1 minute, drain well, and add to your favorite dish, because these noodles are tasteless, so they will absorb any flavor that you do put in your dish. So these are a little bit more expensive than the fettuccine ones. Okay, and then we're gonna do some organic broccoli. I just bought the frozen, 1 bag. And then we're gonna do 1 container of the tofu extra firm. We're gonna press this, get the most water out of it, and then we're gonna cube it. We're gonna do some baby bella mushrooms, and we're gonna do some organic garlic. And I don't know what happened to my green onions, but I just bought this yesterday, and it's already wilted. I'm so sad. I don't even know if I can use these. It's not fresh, so I'm really disappointed with that. So for the sauce, you can either do toasted organic sesame oil and gluten-free tamari sauce, and the organic ginger, or you can cheat and buy the teriyaki sauce that already has all the ingredients in there. It has the apple cider vinegar, the tamari sauce, the sesame oil, the ginger. So I just bought a little cheat, and I'm going to kind of mix it in, but I am going to use the sesame oil for the tofu and the veggies. So let's get started and prep the veggies. Okay, first things first is I drained and rinsed the tofu, and I pressed it between 2 paper towels, if you can see that, between 2 small plates. And I put some heavy bananas on top, and we're going to press the tofu for at least 10 to 15 minutes if you can. So I'm going to do this now, and then we're going to rinse the veggies. So I went ahead and drained and rinsed really well in cold water the shiitake noodles, and I just have them set aside in a bowl right now. And I also rinsed the mushrooms. There's the mushrooms. And right now we're going to bring 1/4 cup water to a boil. You're going to add the broccoli, and you're going to cover and cook for about 2 to 3 minutes on medium to low heat. And then after that, then we're going to add the mushrooms in the same pan. Okay, after the tofu is done pressing, I did 15 minutes. Then you're going to cut it into 1-inch cubes, and then I did a little bit of cornstarch in a separate mixing bowl. Just add a little cornstarch and coat the tofu evenly, and we're going to make it nice and brown and crispy. And then the broccoli was done after 2 to 3 minutes, so then I turned the heat back on high, uncovered, add the mushrooms, and we're going to cook for a few more minutes, and then we're going to add the noodles and the sauce. In a separate pan, you're going to add the tofu on high heat. I did add a little sesame oil. Heat it up first before you add the tofu, and then we're going to cook for about 5 minutes until it's golden brown and tossed evenly on both sides. And then I just transported the shiitake noodles onto the rest of the veggies in this pan. And then we're going to add the garlic, ginger, and the sauce. And then we're going to add the tofu when it's done and transfer it to the jars. So I did add the garlic, ginger, and a little bit of the teriyaki sauce, mixed it really well on medium to high heat. And then I did add a little bit of the teriyaki sauce to the tofu, but look how it's browning already. I know it looks kind of scary, we don't want to burn it, so I'm going to turn off the pan now because it's been a little bit, about more than 5 minutes. And so we're going to cool down and transfer it to the jars. Alright, so you finished your tofu shiitake noodles. You could add salt and pepper. It doesn't look like a whole lot in the jars, like I usually do 4 cups, but there should be plenty of your onion, mushroom, or your mushroom, broccoli, shiitake, tofu, teriyaki sauce, and sesame oil. And you could top off avocado with this, or even cilantro, which would be good. Or Or you could do, added cheese or veganese, which is a garlic aioli. So let me know what you guys think of the tofu shiitake noodle. Last but not least, meal prep number 3 is going to be eggplant chickpea curry. So you make the rice the day before or the day of the prep before you do this. So this is already cooked. This is 2 cups of brown rice. And then we're gonna do 2 eggplants. I'm gonna cube them up kind of in 1-inch cubes. And then I went ahead and got the red organic onion. And I got your micro cilantro, which is a little bit more nutritious than the actual adult cilantro. So more nutrient dense, so keep that in mind. It's baby, not adult. And we're gonna go with your cherry organic tomatoes and your organic garlic. And we can do some vegetable broth for the sauce and 1 can of organic garbanzo beans. And then we're gonna use some toasted sesame oil, pink salt. We're gonna do your curry powder, your ground cumin, your turmeric, and ginger. And this time of year, it's really hard to find organic eggplant. So if you see, when you're shopping for produce, if you see the number 4 starting with on the sticker, that means it's not organic. But if it starts with a number 9, like the onion, this is the number 9, that means it's organic. So always look for the number 9. Starting with 9 is organic. Okay guys, let's get started and prepping the eggplant. Okay, so you're gonna do 2 cups of brown basmati rice, rinse it really well in cold water, and then you're gonna transfer it to the rice cooker or a stovetop pot if you have that. And then we're gonna do 2.5 cups of water, and this time I'm just gonna do plain alkaline water. I'm not going to put vegetable broth in here for this recipe, only because we're gonna use vegetable broth for the veggies itself, and we're gonna simmer in the veggie broth. So I figured it might be a little bit too much, too salty, even though I love my salt. But so we're gonna cook this for 40 minutes, and then we're gonna cook the veggies. So rinse and cut all the veggies. I cut the tomatoes in lengthwise in half, and then I added chopped the onion a little bit on the smaller side, just because we don't want to overpower it. And then the eggplant, you can cut it however you like, but I just try to cube it or do 1-inch cubes or triangles. Actually, they look like triangles. But so you're going to not cut it too thin, because then it gets mushy, because we're going to simmer it in the vegetable broth. And let's get started with cooking the veggies. Okay, you're going to add a little bit of sesame oil on high heat. Heat up the oil first, and then you're going to add the onions. Cook that for a few minutes, and then add the minced garlic. And then cook for another minute on high, and then we're going to add the eggplant and the tomatoes. So I added the eggplant, and then I added the spices, turmeric, cumin, and the curry powder, and a little bit of salt. Don't add too much turmeric, because it is powerful and it can be overbearing and become bitter and a little bit chalky. So use more cumin and curry powder instead of the turmeric, not too much turmeric. So we're going to let this cook for a few minutes on medium heat, kind of rotate it a little bit, and then we're going to add the tomatoes and the vegetable broth. So that's what it's going to look like with all the flavors of the curry and the cumin and the turmeric powder, a little bit of salt. So once this starts boiling, reduce the heat to a low simmer uncovered for about at least 10 minutes. And then we're going to let it cool down and transfer to the jars. Okay, so you guys made it to your last meal prep, your eggplant chickpea curry. And after everything cools down, you want to transfer it to the jars evenly. Like I did the rice first, and then I did the eggplant, chickpea, and tomato combination. I don't know what's going on out there. There's a lot of noise. Sorry, guys. And then I just washed and rinsed the cilantro, and I kind of crumbled it up in my hands, patted it dry in between a paper towel, and then after you dry it, then just sprinkle some on top. And you could add avocado to this dish as well, but you shouldn't need any other spices, because the rice will settle and all the flavors will settle down once it cools down before transferring it into the fridge. Let me know what you guys think of the eggplant chickpea curry. Yum! Alright right, good job, you guys. Well done for another week of gluten-free, plant-based meal preps. It feels so good to be done for the week. I know it's a lot of sacrifice in the moment for one day, but it is well worth it for having an abundance of food, nutrient-dense, whole plant-based food. So you have your grilled and nutty salad, and we have your tofu shiitake noodles, and then your eggplant chickpea curry over brown rice. So let me know what you guys think of this week's recipes. If you have any suggestions, what you would want me to cook, I'll leave in the comments down below. If you are new to my channel, please give me a thumbs up, hit the like button, and subscribe to my channel for future videos for plant-based, gluten-free meal preps every week. And if you don't want to do it one day for the meal prep, you can break it up in 2 days, like today, Sunday, or Monday. But I would suggest doing it one day. That's just easier for me and my schedule, but whatever works for you guys. Stay motivated, keep on doing what you're doing, don't give up. A little bit goes a long way, and until next week, I'll see you guys later. Bye.